Hey guys, today we're going to make a fun Halloween craft for ages 7 and up. This should be fun, easy to make, and only take about 30 minutes to complete. So here's what you'll need. A brown paper bag that you can get at your local grocery store. Some different colored construction paper. For this instance, I want to use white and orange. Some glue, whether it be a glue stick or Elmer's glue. Pencils, some scissors, and a ruler. And that's it. That's all you need to make this awesome craft. So the first thing we want to do is put the orange background on the paper bag. We don't want this pumpkin to have a nasty brown background. So I want to measure up my orange piece of paper. This is a thick piece of construction paper under my brown paper bag. So I've got the construction paper all the way to the corners and then put the ruler on the side that I want to measure and push down to make sure that I can make one long straight line along the edge of the long side of the paper bag. So as you can see here, I've made that line, and now I want to make a line on the horizontal edge of the paper bag so I can put this under the long end of the bag. So I made a little mark on the side where the bag creases, and then using my ruler, I made another line. So here's the part I'm going to cut out. Once it's cut, I need to make sure that it measures my paper bag. Great, it fits perfect. If you need to recut it, now's the time to do it before you get too deep into this project. So now I need to cut the top of the bag. I'm going to do this the same way, putting the bag over top of the orange piece of construction paper, and using the side of the bag, I'm going to make a dark line that I can later cut. Now I'll put the construction paper on top and make a small mark where the bag creases. Then using my ruler, I can make one more line across the edge of the construction paper, connecting the two lines, so I'll have two straight lines that I can cut out and make the small end of the bag. Now let's measure them both up and make sure they fit. And look, it covers the bag completely, so it's time to glue it down. I'm putting some Elmer's glue along the outside of the construction paper that I can glue it on the bag. You could also use a glue stick if you have one of those instead. Make sure that it's nice and neat and straight, and if you have to re-glue the corners, feel free to do that. Just don't use too much glue. Now I'll do the same thing to the top of the bag using the other small piece of construction paper. Just put some glue around it and make sure that I get the corners well. Then flip it over and glue it to the brown paper bag. Push down on it hard on all angles just to make sure that it's glued down, and here's what it should look like. Now it's time to cut out the eyes and the mouth of the jack-o'-lantern. This is really up to you what you do, but I want to make the eyes triangles. So using the end of the page, I'm making 4 straight lines for the triangles. Then I'm going to mark over them with a darker Sharpie, just so I can see where I'm cutting. So I did the best job that I could do making straight lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just doing this for fun. And then it's time to cut them out. And so there are my 2 eyes of the jack-o'-lantern. I think they turned out pretty good, don't you? Now let's work on the mouth. This is really one of the fun parts because you can make the mouth any way you want to, whether it be sad or happy, triangular, circular, or a square. It really doesn't matter. It's all up to you. But I want to make mine a happy pumpkin. So I'm going to create like a moon shape around the outside of my paper and even pull a tooth off of the pumpkin. So like you guys, maybe this pumpkin has recently lost a tooth. So now I want to go over it with my Sharpie and make sure that I get that missing tooth in there. So doesn't that look happy and fun? Now it's time to cut it out. So here's what my happy jack-o'-lantern looks like. Maybe I want to cut out a little more on the tooth. You can do whatever you want to do to make it your pumpkin. Your pumpkin may even be screaming. That's okay. Do whatever you want to do. So here's what it looks like on my bag, but I want to put a little more character to it. So I'm going to take my bag and add some 1-inch lines to it just to give it a little bit of character. So using my ruler, I'm just going to make some red lines with my red Sharpie to give it a little bit more pizzazz and look a little bit cooler. This only takes a few extra minutes, but I think it's worth it when you see the final product. So now let's line up the face of the jack-o'-lantern and get everything glued on. I put my eyes on the top of the jack-o'-lantern and my mouth in the middle. Then I can start gluing it down. I'm going to turn everything over and glue on the back side where I cut out because I can see the pencil marks on it a little bit. So I'm going to dab my glue on the eyes and press down hard to make sure that it sticks. Eye 1 done, and now ready for eye 2. I try to make them pretty symmetrical with each other to make sure that they look even. Now it's time for the mouth. I can put it any way that I want to, but I think I want him to be a happy pumpkin. So let's put a little glue on the back side and then turn that mouth over and press down to make sure that the glue sticks. So once I'm sure that the glue's stuck on there good and that everything looks how I want it to, I'm pretty much finished. I can hole punch the top of the pumpkin to then hang it up if I'd like, or I can just keep it how it is here with my eyes and mouth. I can use a Sharpie and change anything that I want, but the most important thing I have to do now is give him a name. I think I'm going to name him Pumpy McPumpkinface. What do you think? Leave the name that you think he should be down in the comments section. I want to hear from you. So say bye to Pumpy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel for more great content and leave a like in the video. Please comment what you'd like to see here in the future, and I hope that you have many more crafts to come and that you have a happy Halloween.